His name is synonymous with comedy and in the business for over 30 years. Writer, actor, producer, comedian. I am thrilled to welcome to my show, Tom Arnold.
Oh, man, it's a thrill to be here.
Tom, how are you? How are the kids?
Well, they're in the next room. They're they're having breakfast. They're great. They wake up very early. They go to bed very early. And if last night you have a dinner that turns out late like mine, you're up at 5:30. They're great. I'll tell you, there's a lot of work. I see. George Clooney is I think he's 2 years older than me, and it's funny because I saw his wife and him and his wife at a party that Jimmy Kimmel had, and he brought her up and said, "Oh my God, Tom and I started the same year," because he was the boss on Roseanne the first year. And look at us, we're still doing it together. We're still all these years. I was like, yeah, well, you're doing it a little different than me, a little better. But he just had kids, and so I know what he has got his hands full. His sleeping days are over. It's wonderful. It's fun. He'll be a great dad. He's a great guy. He's got a great wife. But man, it is serious, and I love it. But they run the house. Let's put it that way.
Oh my God! Wait, so okay?
I'm 58, and I have a 4-year-old and a 17-month-old. So don't even add that up. It doesn't even.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, everybody's like, well, my son was born. I was 54, and I've tried so long to have a family. I'm so happy, and my friends are like, dude, let your wife do everything till he's like 6 or 7. Then he'll be fun. Then you can take over. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be where I'll be when he's 6 or 7. I got to do stuff now. Like every day we have to go. We get up, we go to school. He not supposed to, but he sleeps with me every night.
That's all right.
That means I'm on the side of the bed ready to fall off with him on top of me, and it's great.
Those are the best times, though. And like you said, you know what? You appreciate it more.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're older.
And then, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I had a child when I was 18, I worked at a meatpacking plant, and my 17-year-old girlfriend said she was pregnant, and I said, well, there you go. That's how people work here 50 years, like my grandpa. I got to get married, and she was lying, and thank God, and it turned out physiologically I was not capable of that at that time, and thank God, because there is, God was protecting the world, and so but I think the father I would have been then. My dad was 18, my mom was 16, my sister was 14. I mean, we have a very redneck, white trash Iowa family, and
oh God.
So, but you do appreciate it. It is a little stressful because you say to yourself, well, I got to keep working. I got to get up to Albany and do some stand-up, and I got to keep working to take care of this young family of mine. So, there's that. But I love it. I love it.
It couldn't be any. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I'm very
very
grateful.
It goes by quick. I know everyone tells you that.
You know what? I think the years and months go by quick. The minutes go by kind of slow sometimes. Let me tell you something.
And the lack of sleep, and the bags under your eyes will never go away. But you know what? You're doing it with George Clooney, so maybe,
well, there you go.
There you go. That's a good thing. So a good Tom,
thing.
You're the nicest guy, by the way. You're so nice, and you're going to come back. You're going back to your roots. You're doing stand-up. You're going to be at Levity Live right by us.
Is it? Yes, and yes.
At a lovely place. It's one of my favorite places, by the way.
Oh, good.
By the way, everything's there. There's a mall. You can eat. You can shop. You can, get hardware. You can do anything you want before, after the show. So going back to your roots, you started doing stand-up when you were in your early 20s?
Well, yeah, but I think in 82, and, I've always done it, but, and the last few years I've gone out 1 or 2 weekends a month, and I enjoy it. I mean, I really do. It's when it's on Saturdays when I'm on the road, I get to sleep, which I don't get to do at home.
Right.
But yeah, exactly. No, I do. You get to be. If you film here in Los Angeles and you're in a studio, you think you know what's going on in the world, but you get out there and you get to meet people, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I really, it makes me, for that period of time, for the 75 minutes I'm on stage, I can't think about myself. I think about the people that took the time to drive there and get babysitters. Now I really think about stuff like that.
Right, it's different now. I bet your act is different now.
Exactly. Oh, it's way different. And I owe them. And so I can't be, and it's great to get out of my own head and just, I just want to make sure they have fun, and we just have some fun. And with the world, with everybody disagreeing about everything, we just want to have some fun together. So
wait, do you talk about your 4 marriages?
Well, of course, but I don't bang on other people. I make fun of myself and my mistakes. But what's great is they know at the end of this, he's going to be married with a couple kids. He's going to be. That makes me happy. So you can talk about all your failures and have fun with it and make fun of yourself, but the audience kind of roots for you. So if they know at the end it's going to turn out okay, you can go pretty, you can be pretty honest and vulnerable and dark, but if they know at the end, well, it works out okay, but it's a journey.
It works out okay. At the end, here I am now with a 17-month-old and a 4-year-old, but it worked out okay.
Yeah, so there you go. But I made a lot of mistakes, and
we all do, don't we, though?
Well, but if I had it, then I wouldn't have met my wife.
And and you wouldn't have the 4-year-old and the 17-month-old.
Right, my wife was 7 when I met my first wife, so
there's an act itself, right?
There you go. That tells you how old I am. And so, anyway, it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
So when you were young, were you always funny? Like, how did comedy start?
Well, I grew up in kind of a rough. I grew up without a mother too. So if you don't have a mother, not that I noticed anything weird. I had a great dad until you went to school, and then the other kids would notice it. Believe me. And so you know how kids are.
Yes.
And they're rough.
Mean. They're mean.
Yeah, they're mean. And so, you got to kind of, as a boy, kind of work the gauntlet on the way to school through the bigger kids that live in your street that are mean, and it toughens you up a little bit, and it's a little, but that's a lot. I grew up in a factory town. I worked in a factory. That was the life, and then I found out, well, maybe if I could make the bullies laugh, then they wouldn't, be so rough on me, and that's kind of when I started doing, doing
how it all started.
A version of comedy. Yeah.
So you found your way. You found your way out, and they're probably looking at you now, going, I wish I wouldn't have been like that.
Well, here's the thing, also I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to the University of Iowa because I knew they had opportunity there. They had open mic, and it was just opportunity because people were different there. They looked different. Everybody in my hometown of Ottumwa, Iowa looked the same. And I thought, I want to go to a bigger city, Iowa City. So I had to work at Hormel, the meatpacking plant, for 3 years to save enough money to do it. There wasn't like, it wasn't like my dad was sponsoring my college education.
Right.
So, I knew I wanted to get out, but I knew it was going to be, I was going to have to work on the kill floor for a while to do that. And, I got very lucky, and also it's crazy. You have to be a crazy person to go, I want to be a stand-up comedian, because that makes no sense, right? I could have been a stockbroker working for my uncle.
Or you could have been on Wall Street like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Or the lawyer, or the doctor, or the typical.
Yeah, but what a stupid idea. But it helps being that crazy, and then you get going, ended up in Minneapolis where they had 5 clubs, and learned how to write, and then ended up in L.A. in 1988. And my first L.A. job was writing the Roseanne show.
I know, like that. I was getting to that. First of all, if you just tuned in, I'm talking to Tom Arnold. So the transition from the Midwest to Hollywood, your first job is writing for Roseanne Barr?
Right.
How did that happen?
Well, I met her, right when I moved to Minneapolis, probably 1983. She just started doing comedy too out of Denver, and we worked together. We hit it off as friends. We hung out. And she said, "Hey, would you write some jokes for me?" And I wrote jokes for myself, and I really liked her character, and I liked what she did on stage. I thought she was a great comedian. She was a great comedian, and she at least pretended she thought I was funny, which made me feel good. So I wrote her some jokes, and in 1985 she went on Johnny Carson, and as you remember, Johnny Carson, there's one show, Johnny Carson. Right. If you went on Johnny Carson and you made it, you made it. You had a career. And she did a couple jokes I wrote, and she killed it. I remember sitting back in the Midwest watching, thinking how proud I was of my friend. And so then she had an HBO special, and I came out, and I was in that. And she had her series, and she wanted me to write, because she knew I knew how to write her character. And so that was my first job, was writing and producing that show.
Not shabby, huh?
Yeah.
Not shabby from where you were back then with those kids where you had to be funny. And
well, yeah. But here's the thing. When your first job is on the #1 show on television, and your first movie is True Lies, you think, oh, my gosh, they're all like this. Everything is great, and then you find out, actually, that's the exception.
Oh, wow.
It's not like that. So, I was very lucky and spoiled, but I'm glad. I'll tell you, I did her roast for her, because apparently a lot of people had said no. She had a Comedy Central roast, and they asked me at the last minute, and I sucked it up and did that. I had not seen her in 18 years, and by the way, I wish her the best. I loved working with those guys: Laurie Metcalf, John Goodman, Estelle Getty, Sarah Gilbert.
Oh, God.
All of the they're all great.
Show ever.
Yeah, I just loved it. I had 6 years. Even when we got divorced and I got fired, I thought, well, when everybody was like, that guy will go back to Iowa. He has no talent. He wrote her coattails, and I thought, well, that's probably true. But you know what? I can brag to my grandchildren that for 6 years I worked on the best show, one of the best shows on TV.
That's right.
And so I was not, and then Jim Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger were like, well, True Lies opens in 2 months, and that will change everything. And I was like, oh, I wish I could believe that, but
and
it still was grateful.
And look, you got another big break in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, seriously.
There you go. Well, I have been lucky. And I've also made a million mistakes, but I have been lucky. And you just get up and you just keep going. And
you just keep going. Well, I have to tell Tom Arnold. I have to say, because I've mentioned this and I didn't even say anything. Your wife, stunning. Yeah. Your children, gorgeous.
Thank you.
You did really good.
I did very well. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Wendy. And I will talk to you soon.
Tom Arnold, you're so great. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye now.